So this video we are talking all about 5 top niches on eBay in their home and garden category, and it is for October 2022. Let's get started. For this niche we are going to look at clocks. So clocks is under home and garden here. Let's type clocks in here. Okay, now as you can see, clocks come up in many categories: baby, business, collectibles, etc., etc. We are looking at home and garden for this video. So we have the category home and garden, a subcategory under that of home decor, and then another child category, clocks. So the category number is 258031. We're going to click on that. Okay, now Scarcity Manager is going to bring in the data from eBay on what are the top selling items under this category of clocks. Okay, so just be patient while it brings in the data. There's a lot of information, so it can take a little bit of time. Okay, so now as you can see, we have the category clocks. The country we're choosing for this demonstration is Australia, and we have some results here. So as you can see, we have the number of items sold. It is defaulting from highest to lowest. So you can look at any of these and scroll to the next page. There's more here. For this demonstration, we are picking this clock right here. So digital, home, large, big jumbo, LED, wall desk clock with calendar temperature. It is sold 1,869 times in the life of the listing for $27.99. So let's go ahead and click on the item ID, and that's a hyperlink that will take you through to the eBay listing. Now you can see here it is sold 1,869 times. Now it is sold, this will fluctuate. It says right now it's sold 3 in the last 24 hours, so this is a hot seller. When I first started researching this, it had actually sold 7 in the last 24 hours. Then it dropped to 2. Now it's gone up to 3. So it's jumping around. However, the end result is that it is a hot seller. So let's have a look at the purchase history. So we go and click on this here. Now we can see the recent purchases being displayed by eBay. It's running from the 5th of October all the way down, scrolling to the 9th of July. So that is a period of 88 days. So they've sold 120 of these in the last 88 days. So you can see as well, if you go through, you can see some they've sold as a special offer. The rest is at $27.99. So that's a great item to look at in the niche category of clocks. Now you're free, of course, to go ahead and look at any of the other items that might be of interest to you and see what else little gems might be there. For this one, we just wanted to point out this particular listing here. Okay, let's go and look at the next category or niche. For this niche, we're going to be looking at hand tools under home and garden. I'll type hand tools in there. And here we have it here. Click on that, and we'll wait while I bring up the search results from eBay. Okay, so you can see we've got, for the category hand tools has come up. Okay, on the first page, the first one we're going to look at, these ones aren't selling for very much. So we're going to have a look at this 5-in-1 multifunction gauge stud finder, selling 6,799 in the life of the listing for $49.99. So we'll click on that item ID to have a look at the eBay listing. Here we can see the amount sold. I'll click on that. Okay, so we have a look at their purchase history. We can see it's going from the 1st of October and it is remaining steady at $49.99. They're not running any sales and it's selling steadily. So we are getting data all the way back to the 8th of June. So that is 115 days, and they have sold 86 in the last 115 days. So that's a good steady seller. Okay, let's have a look at the second example. And it's worth noting there is $3 postage on that. Okay, so for the second example, we're going to look on the next page, which I often find there's actually really good results on the second page as well. So we're going to look at this socket wrench spanner set. It says they've sold 2,516 in the life of the listing for $99.99. It's basically $100. So let's click on the item ID. This happens to be the same eBay seller, so they seem to be specializing in tools. Again, $3 postage, that needs to be taken into account. And this is also a good steady seller, so let's have a look. Get off of that. Let's have a look at their sell history here. Okay, so their recent purchases are from the 5th of October. Again, selling nice and steady, and besides one special offer, they've actually used to sell it for a higher price and to begin with, and then they've been selling it steadily at $100 ever since. So their sales history is from 15th of June to the 5th of October. That's 112 days, and they've sold 102 of those. So that is an even better seller than the stud finder. However, it is a slightly bigger item. Okay, so those are two examples of items in the hand tools niche that could be helpful. And you're welcome to take a look at the others. Okay, for this niche, we are going to be doing fireplaces in the home and garden category. Fireplaces. Okay, so we have that one here. We're going to click on that. Wait while it brings up the data for us. Okay, so as you can see, we've got category or niche fireplaces. We're doing Australia. Okay, so on the first page, we're actually going to look at the very top one and the third one down. So let's click on that. You can see it sold 852 times in the life of the listing for $64.93. And let's go ahead and look at their sales history. Okay. So the date range for this one is the 27th of June to the 6th of October. As you can see, scrolling through, they've got consistent sales. Now, they do raise and lower the price. However, they've sold it for quite high, as much as $98.91. They sold it for $84.90. So it jumps around a bit, but if you average it out, it's doing. It's got a good consistent sell price. So if you see here, the 27th of June, all the way up to the 6th of October. So that is 101 days, and they've sold 100. So nearly one a day. That's pretty good. So that's a good item. Might be a little more seasonal, but these fire pit, especially portable, is a very popular item for campers and that kind of thing. Okay, let's look at this third one here. So it has sold 484 times in the life of the listing for $99. So this one is a cast iron barrel stove. Again, another little setup for camping or something like that. So we will click on their sell history here. Okay, now this one's done even better. So its range being shown to us by eBay is the 27th of September is the last sale they had, and it goes back to 3rd of June. So if you have a look at the sales, it is consistently $99, and they even sold at one stage 10 in one sale. So they have sold, and this is a span of 116 days, they've sold 120, so that's more than one a day. So that's another great niche that you might not have thought of, is fireplaces. Okay, for this niche under the category of home and garden, we're going to take a look at candles. So we type candles in, you can see home and garden coming up here, and we are going to click on this subcategory of candles. So now we wait while Scarcity Manager imports this information directly from eBay. It's going to take a little while, please be patient. Okay, now we have our results. So as you can see, we've got candles in the category. We're looking at Australia. Of course, there might be other countries represented here depending on if that seller is also selling in Australia. So here on the first page, we've got number of items sold, starting with the highest, tapering down, and how much it's sold for. So some of these aren't selling for very much at all. The example that we're going to look at is actually on the next page. I do encourage you to have a look at the next page of items. This one here we're going to use for our example. Okay, so it's 60 times LED tea light candle, flameless wedding decoration, battery included, sold 3,601 times over the life of the listing for $27.95. So let's click the item ID. It takes us straight to the eBay listing. Again, we can see how many have sold in total for the life of this listing. And then at the top, you can also see this is a hot seller. It sold 2 in the last 24 hours. Let's click on their sale history. Okay, so we can see the date range being presented to us by eBay is the 4th of October through to all the way to the 19th of August. So that is actually a range of 46 days. And if we have a look at the prices here, they have sold some on special offer. However, the price has consistently remained at $27.95. So that's 117 sold in the last 46 days. So that's a pretty good seller. So that's in the category of candles on the second page. So I'm going to have a look around what else there is there, but that is just one that we would wanted to point out for the niche candles in the home and garden section. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. As promised, for the last category, we're going to show you how to reverse engineer something from an eBay listing so that you can find the category it's in, then look that category up in our eBay bestseller research feature to see what other items might be selling well in that category. So let's have a look. We've typed in robotic vacuum cleaner here. I'm going to scroll down, and this is the one we're going to use for our example. Okay, so if you hover over the categories here, it might not be visible on this video. However, in the bottom left of your screen, a gray bar will appear with the URL for eBay, and it will give you the category number that belongs to that category. For instance, if we hover over home appliances, it says 2017/BN. That's a category number. We hover over vacuum cleaners, it says 20614. So bearing that in mind, we go back to our research feature and type in 20614. Enter. Made a mistake. Okay, now we have vacuum cleaners has come up. So we click on that. Okay, so here's our results. So we've got the category is vacuum cleaners. The country is Australia. Do bear in mind that the results that you will find here, if another seller from another country is choosing to advertise in another country and they're selling really well, their listings will appear in here as well. So that is why, if you have selected a certain country, another seller from a different country might appear. This tends to happen more for smaller items. Okay, so here we have items that are selling well in this category under vacuum cleaners. So there's two we're going to look at for this example, and they're both the My Genie robotic vacuum cleaners. So the first one we're going to click on here has sold 1,195 times for $249.95. Now bear in mind this is the life of the listing. So here it tells you how many have sold, and there's their sell price. Currently, of course, they could have been running a sale on this item. So if you click here on the number of items sold, it will open up the item purchase history. So this particular example is the sale history. The purchase history is from the 1st of October. If you scroll through to the 2nd of June. And you can see here that they have run a sale on this item. They've dropped it to $199.95, put it back up again, dropped it down again, and put it back up again. So this particular listing has sold 45 times over the last 121 days. It's always a good idea to check out the purchase history to see if the sales have been consistently at that price or if they've run a sale. Sometimes things to bear in mind is sellers having a holiday. That could also affect their results. So that's that one, which is a pretty good seller. However, the one we're interested in looking at is actually on the next page. So, okay. It's another My Genie robotic vacuum cleaner. This one sold 621 times in the life of the listing, and it sold for $219.95. Also bear in mind that it might be a newer listing than some of the previous ones. So some of these items that are appearing further down the list might not be, that bad an opportunity compared to the ones higher up. So if we click on the item ID, this one's selling for $219.95. And if we have a look at how many have sold, we can see that the date range for purchases is from the 4th of October down to 26th of June. So that is actually 100 days, and they have sold 103. So they have sold 103 items over the period of 100 days, which is averaging at more than one a day, which is pretty good. And if you scroll through and have a look at the sell price, it is consistently remaining at $219.95. So that is, in my opinion, a better product to look at, as the price is stable. There's no fluctuations in sales, and they are selling it consistently. As we discussed, it's selling at the rate of one a day, approximately, if you average it out. So that is our category to look at for vacuum cleaners. And we've showed you how to reverse engineer it. And then you can have a look at other ones in here which may be of interest to you. There's some higher ticket items. There might be more meat on the bone, but however, might not be selling as frequently as one a day, and other ones that you might be interested in. So that's a good example in a niche category of vacuums, and this particular one we showed you how to reverse engineer it, showing it from the eBay listing and working backwards how you can make use of Scarcity Manager's Hot Product Research feature to enter the category number in directly into the search field rather than actually looking for the category itself up front. So I hope that was helpful. And if you want to check out our other videos, we will be including how to actually navigate around our new upgraded eBay Hot Product Research feature, so we will include that below.